Gary Payton and the Seattle Supersonics.
Sorry, Jay Peter with the Seattle Mariners.
Jermaine Curse.
Cliff Averill.
Dave Burleson. You're watching NorbCam.
NorbCam.
You're watching NorbCam.
Oh, yo, what's up, everybody? Happy Wednesday to y'all. This is NorbCam coming at you live here from the Pacific Northwest in the shadows of the VMAC. Exciting day today, being that this is the draft 2018 eve, the day before the big day that everyone's been waiting for, the 2018 draft, where we see how the NFL teams all kind of start to build their rosters up in the most exciting way possible. And we get to watch it all live on TV. And in your case, if you're going to hang with me, I'm going to be broadcasting, streaming live from the Seahawks official draft party, which is tomorrow afternoon in Earl's Kitchen and Bar, I think is what it's called. Earl's, ironically, Earl's is where they're going to be doing the draft party at, over in downtown Bellevue. For those of you who will be at that party, I will. You'll find me there, decked out in all my Seahawks gear, and watch it with great anticipation, as everybody else does, as we count this thing down and see what all these teams end up doing. It's going to be pretty exciting to see. Though I have a feeling I have an idea of what the Seahawks are going to do and not do come tomorrow. But let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. We got the next hour or so. I want to get your thoughts on what the Seahawks are going to do. Talk a little bit of some of these players that might be intriguing. Should the Seahawks pick at number 18 tomorrow? So let's just get right into it. Again, if you want to call in, the number is on the screen there, 515-739-1219. And enter the code 696153. You can also hit up the chat, which I see a lot of you guys already are. And let's do this thing. All right. First of all, I just want to, before I go to the phone lines and start to hear from you, just want to talk about what I think the Seahawks are going to do tomorrow. There's a couple of intriguing storylines as the Seahawks eyeball the number 18. I think if you follow the conventional path that Pete and John tend to do, they historically trade down for the number one pick to get more picks, especially in a draft like this one where Seattle is very thin. In fact, have no picks in the second and third rounds, and we're sitting there first round at number 18. I think there's a very good likelihood that they're going to trade out of the first round and try to get a few more picks in later rounds. But we could talk about what could the Seahawks do if they do go against that and actually pick in the first round, and see what players might be of interest to them. So, and of course the Earl Thomas situation. Lots of talk of Earl Thomas being traded, interest by the Dallas Cowboys, obviously, and who knows? Right now, it just seems like they're parading him around like an auction item, and seeing who the highest bidder might possibly be. I personally hope Seattle keeps Earl Thomas around. They sure are making it seem as if he's not going to be around. In fact, there was a story that around the stadium that one of the, if you've ever been to CenturyLink, outside the stadium, they have posters of all their marquee players. They had Richard Sherman out there, Russell Wilson, Earl Thomas, Cam Chancellor, those guys. Rumor has it that Earl Thomas's poster was actually taken down. Does that mean, that there's actually going to be does this signify an actual removal of him for 2018, or are they just sort of playing games, with the potential here? There was an interview with the GM, John Schneider, and he talked about veteran leaders and mentioned pretty much everybody except Earl Thomas. Again, floating out lots of obvious hints that make it seem as if the Seahawks are ready to get rid of Earl Thomas to the highest bidder. But who knows? Maybe this is all just part of a ploy, part of this whole gamemanship to try to play with some kind of deal that they're working on that nobody will see coming. Because when it comes to the draft, it's a very sneaky thing. You don't want to tip your hand off. You don't want other teams to know what you're going to do, because let's face it, if everybody knew what exactly everyone's plans were, well, it'd be very easy to throw a monkey wrench into that and make sure they don't get the guy that they want, because they may want them for themselves, or they just simply don't want their team to get one of the better players and improve their situation. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens tomorrow. But like I said, I'll be broadcasting live out of the official Seahawks draft party tomorrow. So if you're there, come and say hi, and we'll get you on YouTube, and we'll talk draft and react to all the picks as they come along. So it's gonna be a lot of fun. Thank you guys for jumping in on the chat. I see there's a lot of folks out there. Let's see who are some of the first to jump in. They're like for real highlights. Babby, Golden Fox Gaming, Brandon Rogers, who I believe is on the line as well, over from Minneapolis, Derek Dutov, Schneider 96, Caleb Man 24, what's up? Andrew Armorman 2.0, Jeremy Therian, Kopalele, who loves my music videos, by the way, and Nothing But Barnett, and the list goes on and on. So keep the chat going. Keep the conversations going there. Just keep it clean, okay? Or else YouTube isn't very happy with that. So let's jump to the phone lines. I want to hear what you guys have to say. I got a few people on the line holding already. So let's just get into it, see what's on your mind. This beautiful sunny day here in the Pacific Northwest the day before the draft. Let's go to my good friend Nita over in Spokane, who I missed last time, but Nita's jumped on early. Nita, what's going on?
Hey, what's up, Norb? How you doing?
I'm doing good today. It's a beautiful sunny day. It feels like spring in full effect. I'm excited about the draft tomorrow. You know, can't wait. It's gonna be fun to see what happens. How are you doing?
It's like 74 degrees over here,
Yeah,
but it's hotter. It's hotter here than it is on the west side.
Yeah, that's pretty. Yeah, that's pretty warm today too, though. So you know, it's very similar.
This is the time of year, like right now, with the draft party going on tomorrow. This is the time of year that I wish I lived in your town.
Yeah, that's
really?
A lot of buzz.
How was that show?
Yep, it's too bad you couldn't be over here. You know, I actually had an opportunity with my buddy Haggy from Germany. He actually has tickets, and he's going to the draft in Dallas. And he offered me an opportunity to go down there. I could have been down there in the VIP circle at the draft, and I had to turn him down because I had too many commitments going on here with kid stuff and all that. Of course, I wish I could have gotten down there, but my friend Haggy will probably be on TV tomorrow, and I'll be in touch with him as the draft goes on. But man, that would have been pretty cool to go to Dallas and check that out in person. But you know, anyway.
I know that had to have hurt. You're probably like,
well, at my age and my responsibility in life, I've got to I have to make a lot of tough choices. Sometimes I cannot be selfishly deciding on things that I want to do because I've got a couple ones who are dependent on me to make decisions that are often outside of my own desires.
What about Chrysostomo? Couldn't he go?
Chrysostomo, yeah. I'll go to Dallas. You can stay down here and take care of those brats while I go down and have fun. That sounds good to me.
Anyway, Nito, what do you think? What do you think of the draft? What do you think Seahawks will do at number 18 in the first round?
I have no idea. I'm just still worried about all this stuff going on about Earl, and then now this newest thing about. I sent you a link on Facebook yesterday, and on my side it shows that you haven't seen it, but it's USA Today's, like, 17 hours ago, about Kaepernick still has a chance with the Hawks, as Coach Pete Carroll. No. No, Norb. No. Make it go away.
Well, it's a lot of conversation right now. Who knows how legitimate that story might be? I mean, they gave him a workout opportunity last year, but nothing obviously came out of it. But I mean, as much as we have all those 49ers memories of the last few years of him being the ultimate bad guy, I could think of worse scenarios, but we do have a solid backup right now in Austin Davis. They might just be kicking the tires on it just to kind of see, but it's a very different situation now. So I wouldn't read too much into it, but it would definitely be a media circus if he ended up coming here. Probably one that's not worthy of discussion.
The first leading sentence into the article, besides the headline, says, it doesn't say it, but Kaepernick may still be given the chance to resurrect his NFL career with the Seattle Seahawks, despite his political activism, the team's head coach said on Monday. I was like, no.
Well, we'll have to see. There's a lot of talk going on right now, and it's all that is right now. It's a lot of talk, for reasons that aren't necessarily for the truth. So we'll see. You know, I wouldn't worry too much about it, but you know, I wouldn't say it's impossible, but you know, I guess you better start just sort of getting potentially used to it. You know, in the very slim possibility that could actually happen, but it wouldn't be the worst thing. It wouldn't be the worst thing for this team, though. So.
In my eyes, I don't know. I don't know if I could handle it.
He's a backup. But no,
I know, but still, we don't need him on the Hawks. We just don't. And it has nothing to do with his, you know, his protest or anything. I haven't liked him from the get-go.
You just don't like this.
But in case anybody is wondering, you know, all the protests and everything, I don't disagree with, you know, what they're doing or anything and their stance on
it's
that.
Those bad memories.
It's just, I don't
those
like
rival
the guy
memories
himself.
you can't let go of from the Seahawks 49ers of the early 2010s. Yeah, no, I hear you. But yeah, we'll see. That's the least of our worries
one of my neighbors has a Tom Brady 2002 autographed football card, and then on the left-hand side of the card, it's got like a piece of his jersey. And I think that's when they won the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
I think
I've seen those cards.
Yeah, and he asked me the other day, he said, so would you like to buy this? And I looked at him, I said, I wouldn't pay 1 red cent for that thing.
No, thank you.
No.
Unless you're going to give it to me, then I'll just keep it for the money. But yeah, I don't need no Patriot collection in my house. All right, I'm going to keep this going, Nita. I got a lot of people who want to talk about the draft, so we're going to keep it going. But thanks. Enjoy the sun out there, and we'll talk soon, all right?
You too. Have a blast tomorrow.
All right, we'll do. Talk to you later.
Post up pictures on Facebook.
Oh, yes, I will. Plus, you watch me on YouTube.
Okay,
it'll be fun. All right, laters.
Talk to you next week. Go Hawks.
All right, bye. Go Hawks. All right, let's. I mentioned Brandon over Minneapolis. Let's go to him right now. Brandon, what's going on over there?
What's up, Norb? How are you?
I'm doing all right, man. What's going on? What do you think about this draft tomorrow? What are we going to do at 18?
Okay. I say we're trading up. If we do trade up like later tonight, then...
Trade up?
Then, yeah, that's going to be nice.
You're saying we're going to move up from 18 to move further up in the first round?
Yeah, we should. I mean, get a better player. I mean, I get that we don't have the second-round picks in the third round, but, I mean... If we don't have that, we might as well just try to move up.
Well, is there somebody in mind that you have that you would want to get earlier in the first round?
I want Minkin Fitzpatrick from Michigan. Yeah, I think he's from Michigan. The DB, he's really good, and the 49ers are projected to get him. So,
well, cornerback is a position of need.
Yeah.
But you know, we're pretty. There's a lot. There are a lot of guys available in this draft in that end. So I don't know if moving up to that would make it would be the smartest move, but it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see. Well, what would we have to? Are you talking about an Earl Thomas related trade up to move up there? I mean, we don't have a whole lot to bargain with outside of Earl Thomas.
No, we're not trading. Let's maybe get like a 4th or 5th round pick in there. That'd be fine.
All right. Yeah. Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens tomorrow. But yeah, it's gonna be fun. I have a feeling we're not gonna be seeing any action tomorrow. But you know, but that could be wrong. Could be wrong. All right. So that's good. I'll take count of your prediction. We'll see what happens tomorrow. But yeah. I'm just kind of curious to get the vibe of everybody out there, what their thoughts are on what the Seahawks will do. So, moving up, says Brandon over Minneapolis. I think you'd be in the minority, sir, but we'll call you the wise man if you turn out to be right.
Yeah, I'm probably going to be right. So I mean, yeah.
You sound pretty confident about that, but all right. We'll see. All right, man. Well, thanks again for the call. I'm going to try to bust through a whole bunch here. Anything else on your mind before I let you go?
Well, I mean, I was going to talk about the Colin Kaepernick thing.
Oh, go ahead. What's your thoughts on that?
Okay. Well, honestly, I think we should sign him because it adds backup at the QB, and he's experienced. So if like Russell got injured for multiple weeks, that'd be better because he has experience. He's been to the playoffs. He's done that. And Austin Davis barely gets any reps in the game, so I mean, it'd be kind of good to sign Kaepernick just experience-wise, and like just in case he gets an injury.
Definitely the experience and the style of play that he has makes a logical sense of that he fits, you know, the style of offense that I'm sure they're going to design around Russell Wilson. You don't think all the politics and all the off-field stuff becomes an issue with him?
Not really, because my perspective on it is he doesn't have a job right now, so if he wants a job, he's probably gonna have to stop doing that. So, I mean, he needs money, so that's why I think he wants a job so bad.
Yeah. Well, that'd be interesting to see if Seattle kind of changes their approach with him and says, "All right, we'll offer you a job if you don't do any kneeling or this or that." You know, that it would be interesting to see if that'll be part of the conversation. Should it even get that far? But we'll monitor that. That'll be interesting to see if that story has any legs. So, all right, man. Well, thanks for your thoughts, man. I always appreciate it. And let's talk next week when the draft is over and we see what kind of new faces we have on this team.
Yeah, okay, Norb. Thanks for having me on again.
You betcha, man. All right, Brandon, take care and go Hawks. Let's go to Cody and Bonnie Lake. Cody, what's going on, man?
What's going on, Norb?
Not much, man. Just getting ready. Excited about the draft tomorrow.
All right, I had a quick question. So I know we traded when we got Sheldon Richardson. We gave up that second-round pick, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
What did we give up for the third-round pick? I can't remember right now.
Wasn't it Dwayne Brown?
Oh yeah.
I think we had to give up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was during the week of the trade deadline. Okay, that's what it was.
And then when we did the Dwayne Brown trade, we were supposed to give up Jeremy Lane. He failed his physical, and then when he came back, we had to give up the draft pick. I believe that was the situation, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah.
Well, Jeremy Lane will no longer be a Seahawk. He'll probably get released.
Right. Yeah. No, he's not likely on the roster next year. Yeah, if he's not already released. But yeah. Yep, big changes in the secondary. So what's your thoughts? What do you think Seattle's going to do?
Yeah, so at 18, I'm about 99.9% sure Seattle will most likely trade down because we don't have a second or a third-round pick. That's just the most realistic situation. But at 18, I think if Marcus Davenport's still on the board, the defensive end from UTSA, I think that would be the perfect pick for Pete and John. And he's a guy where I think he's getting a lot of comparisons to Ziggy Ansah, and he's kind of a raw athlete. So, and obviously, Seattle's very good with those type of players, and they get the best out of them. But I think we'll end up trading down, and we'll probably end up trading with Carolina. So we get the 24th overall pick, and I feel like we'll probably end up getting probably a third-round pick, I'd say.
So you think Marcus Davenport could still be there at 24 for the Seahawks to grab?
Well, I think what would happen if we did trade with Carolina, because Carolina would probably end up taking most likely a cornerback. I think Josh Jackson would probably go off the board there. And then the Bengals and Bills would both need offensive line. So the one that scares me really is Detroit at 20, just because Marcus Davenport could go off the board right there. But I think their biggest need would be a running back, and they'd probably take Dice right there. So I could see Davenport still being on the board at 24.
Well, and they definitely need pass rushers, so that's probably pretty high on their need list. And then the question is, do you philosophically, do they pick based on need or pick the best guy on the board? And there will be some interesting people possibly available at 18 that aren't necessarily needs of the Seahawks, although we have a lot of them. But yeah, all right, that's a pretty good guess right there, potentially.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind taking DJ Moore from Maryland too at 18.
Wide receiver. Yeah, I know. Wide receiver. We haven't hit on a wide receiver in the draft in a while.
8. Yeah.
And DJ Moore from Maryland. Could be an intriguing one. I was thinking about that too, because everyone's been saying O-line, we need an O-lineman, but I feel like the O-line has been pretty well set because of the moves they've done in the offseason. They have so many other needs right now, more than I think the offensive line. And so, receiver, could be one of those positions when you balance the needs of the defense and you look on the offensive side. Yeah, we would like to get a running back, offensive line, but man, receiver would be pretty good too.
You look at the running back situation too. Chris Carson's back; he's fully healthy. We got Mike Davis back on a contract. So, I mean, I wouldn't be shocked at all if we do get a running back late in the draft. But also, guys, that if we don't take a receiver at that 18th spot, we end up trading down later in the draft was to get James Washington from Oklahoma State.
Yep. Another receiver out of Oklahoma State. Yep, that's that's a pretty good option there too. I think if I'm not mistaken, I think this draft is a lot richer in running backs than they are in receivers. So I think you can still get some pretty good value in later rounds versus it's gonna be a little tougher to find in receivers. So may want to put a little bit more emphasis early on to get one of these early guys who won't be there much later. So interesting.
This draft is really high on or big with quarterbacks, running backs, and defensive linemen, and they're weak in receivers and O-line.
Right. Yep, and it seems like it's getting tougher and tougher to draft O-linemen, especially coming out of college. It seems like guys who are ready to go pro system, there's less and less of them out there. And so, if you are going to draft a guy high, it's like if you don't get somebody really good in that very early round, you're drafting a guy who may still need, a good year of grooming to get them kind of up to speed with the pro game. Yeah. So, it's I think Seattle's done pretty good in the offseason with getting DJ Fluker and of course Dwayne Brown, and then of course we still got the question of will George Fant, will he be the secret contributor to this line that we haven't seen yet, since he was injured all last year. So, we've got good bodies in there, not to mention some of the depth that we have behind them. So, it's we might see some surprises. You never know.
Yeah, speaking of surprises, so the Earl Thomas possibility of trading, personally, I don't think he'll get traded, but because there's always a lot of rumors around about coming up to draft time and then like hours before. But personally, I think we'll end up keeping Earl Thomas just because he does have a year left on his contract. But I'd be a little shocked, but I wouldn't be surprised just because we had the situation with Richard Sherman. He had a couple years left on his contract, and we were talking about trading him, and we didn't, and obviously we didn't get a lot of value for him. So if we do trade Earl, obviously we would get a first-round draft pick out of him compared to next year if we do keep him. And if we don't re-sign him, then obviously the value goes down. But I'd hate to see Earl leave.
Oh yeah, I'm of the same feeling as well. I'd like to see them extend him. That's the sort of fandom side of me, because I would love to hang on to one more window of time before he moves on or potentially retires. But there's two reasons to look at why it makes sense to want to look at shopping him. First of all, look at the Richard Sherman situation. Really, given the way it played out, it would have been better for us to have traded Richard Sherman last year when he was healthy, when his stock value was really high. We probably could have gotten a first round and something else for him, and he would have gotten a better deal in whichever team he went with. Instead, take the injury. He's contracts up. It's we basically got nothing for him. We just had to let him walk. And so it really didn't work out, and we didn't go to the playoffs either. So it really was a lose-lose situation. And then you look at the Cam Chancellor contract extension, where we basically gave Chancellor what Thomas is wanting, and that's a long-term, very expensive extension. And what's happened there? Cam Chancellor gets this neck injury. It's unknown whether he'll play again. He's going to get a neck scan sometime in July to determine whether he's going to be able to play again or not. And so if he doesn't, and that's it, he got all that guaranteed money and basically to get him to play for like a year and a half. So it really turned out to not be a good deal for the Seahawks in that particular case. Not to say that that's going to happen every time, but that's the risk you run of extending a veteran contract that's expensive in their later years. Not to say that his neck injury was because he was older, but let's face it, that's the things are more likely to happen now than they are later when they're younger. So it's a tough one. I don't think I'd want to be a GM, man. I'd just be too stressed out and go crazy trying to decide. So, all right, man. Good stuff, man. I'm going to try to get some other calls down the line here, but we'll see if any of your predictions come true. It's going to be fun to watch tomorrow.
All right. Thanks for taking my call, Norb.
Every time, man. We'll talk after the draft. All right. Go Hawks. All right. Let's see. Let's go to Cameron over in Portland. Cameron, what's going on, man? How you doing? Welcome to the show again.
Hey, Norb. Hey, Norb. I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. Excited about the draft tomorrow. How about you?
Oh, I'm really excited.
Okay. And what do you think the Seahawks are going to do?
I mean, I've been paying attention to the draft. I know we don't really need. As much as we have Bobby Wagner, I know we don't need a linebacker, but I've been really keeping my eyes on Shaquem Griffin.
Mm-hmm.
I think the man's a great player. The way I've seen him through his combine, 40-yard dash was basically as fast as Shaquille's was, and I'll give the man credit even with the cross that he can, he still was able to bench about like 20 with it.
Yeah.
I'll give him the credit of not letting what he has bring him down from playing what he loves to play.
Oh, it's a great story. I was just reading watching a show, an interview with him talking about overcoming his adversity with his the disease that caused him to lose his left hand and everything. And it's a cool story. I've talked about it before. To have Shaquille and Shaquem Griffin on the same team playing on the same side of the ball, just something you don't see very often.
Yeah.
And I think the beauty about this is that I think he's going to be around. He's going to be available. He's not first round. I don't even think second round material. He's probably third, fourth round type of stuff. So the Seahawks definitely have a chance if they can produce some mid-round picks if we again drop out of the first round and get something in the middle there. He could definitely be an option for us. But again, the question is, if we do trade out, is he the guy to get versus these other positions of need, be it edge rusher, running back, wide receiver, cornerback. There's definitely positions of need that are probably above him in that regard. But the story of having him on the team would be just a feel-good, awesome, media story that would be fun for them.
If they're third or fourth round, if they seem to be good and they don't need anything else, maybe Shaquem would be a good idea. The third or fourth round, you said, because I can definitely tell he's not a first round or second round, definitely not.
Right.
But I think if they don't have anything they need, they should definitely at least take an idea.
Yeah. I'm with you, man. I hope, I would love for him to be on the board as the Seahawks pick starts to come around, be it whether it's in the fourth round, maybe it's more in like fourth, fifth round side of things. I just don't know how his stock is valued by the rest of the NFL. But obviously for us, there's that pretty cool story to have him and his brother playing on the same side of the team. That no other team has that. No other team has that motivation to try to have these two brothers on the same team where you got the only one. So we are in a kind of unique position. So we'll see. There's definitely some pretty cool stories like that floating around. So
Well,
I'm with you.
I can't be around for much longer, Norb.
Oh yeah, no, thanks. I appreciate your joining in.
I just want to say a few things before I leave.
All right, go ahead.
All right, so I want to make this what I'm about to say out to Dustin. If he's still a 49ers fan, doesn't matter if they have Jimmy Garoppolo or Richard Sherman, there's no way they're going to end up being. They will either be third or fourth like they always have.
Well, let's see if Chrysosimo has anything to say about that. Chrysosimo, you got anything to say about that, even though you don't have your 49ers gear handy or not?
Let me tell you something. 49ers are back. I've already counted Lombardis on one hand. How many Jimmy G's gonna get? Okay? I can't wait to do some videos. NorbCam better get me on some more airtime because I'm gonna be talking trash and all kinds of stuff about the 49ers. We're gonna kick your butt. We're gonna kick the Rams' butt. We're gonna kick everybody's butt because, you know, Jimmy G's the real deal. Yeah, he's only played 5 meaningless games, but he's the real deal. I don't care what anybody says. He's gonna lead us to the promised land. Yeah! Go 49ers!
Yeah, you're about as
right.
bad as my neighbor. Almost.
Oh man, it was gonna be fun talking with him as the season comes around. So, all right, man.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for having me on. Thanks for bringing out the Chrysosimo.
Go
Much
Hawks.
appreciated. Right on cue. All right, go Hawks.
Go ahead.
All right. Hey, I got a couple of friends on here. I definitely got to get in here, but let me get to from the East Coast all the way to New York City. Let's get Gang Greed David. Gang Greed David of the JETS Jets. What's going on, man? Did I get that right?
What's up, Norb? This is legitimately the only moment I have to call in, but
Okay, all right.
because I have to call in, man. We're one day away from the draft, and I cannot wait till we get our quarterback.
Yeah, well, I did have the opportunity to finally call in on your show, so it was fun being making a little appearance on your call over at YouTube, Gangrene David. And yeah, we talked a little bit about your pick there, as you guys at the Jets pick at number 3, is it not? Going number 3 up there in first round.
It is. Yeah, it is.
And
I'm gonna make one clear statement to everybody listening who probably knows nothing about the Jets. We are drafting a quarterback. Period. We are not drafting Barkley. We are not drafting Chubb. We are drafting a quarterback. That was the whole point of this trade. That was the absolute whole point of this trade. We need a signal call for the next 10 years, and the Jets are finally going to be aggressive and get it done. We are getting a quarterback. Period. I'm tired of hearing this nonsense that we're drafting Barkley or Chubb. We're getting a quarterback. That's it.
It seems pretty obvious to me that that's going to be the case. Now, I know where you stand on which quarterback you're hoping to get. You want to get Mr. Mayfield. Am I correct on that?
Well, I mean, I've been on the Mayfield train for a while, but however, I mean, looking at Rosen and what he can bring to the table, and then there could be a possibility that Darnold could slip to 3. I mean, it's gonna be interesting to see what happens. I've personally been on the Mayfield train for a while, and I think that's probably who is gonna be on the board for us. That's probably the best chance the Jets have to get. But for me, I like Rosen too. I like what he can bring to the table with his pocket passing ability, his precision passing. He's very accurate. He's a great leader. I mean, he's a good player too, and he can get the ball quickly, can read defenses carefully. But Mayfield, I like his swagger, I like his mobility, I like his fire. His stats in college were phenomenal. He's very athletic. It's going to be interesting, man. But one way or not, we're going to draft a good quarterback. God forbid it's Josh Allen. Oh my God.
He's the one you do not want, huh?
Oh my God. If we draft Josh Allen, I'm just going to lose my mind. I will be the most hateful and salty football fan. I'll go on like a 2-week rant. It's going to be chaos.
Well, you're going to be recording. You're going to be recording your reactions at the time, right? You're going to be streaming from the Jets draft party, right?
I was going to be at the Jets draft party, but sadly, I'm not going anymore.
What?
It came up, so I'm probably going out. So, yeah, I sadly I can't go anymore, so I'm probably going to like a restaurant or something.
Okay, but you will be streaming your reaction at the time they make that pick, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, I just want to make sure I can go to your. I just want to make sure I can go to your channel and watch your extreme glee or extreme insanity when they do something to screw up their number 3 pick, and see your reaction.
Oh my God.
I've got to see that. So, I think it's what makes the whole thing interesting is what the Giants are going to do, because Giants are in an interesting situation, because you could argue they need a quarterback for the future. Or you could argue, well, if they really need the running back, yeah, I could see both sides. Whether they could get Barkley, and that makes sense. But I could see them going for the quarterback as well. But it's kind of a touchy situation with the whole Eli Manning thing, you know. So that'll be a shit, because that will affect what you guys get.
Yeah, there's actually also a possibility of the Bills potentially trading up to get to that number 2 pick, and that's something that's going to scare me.
Ooh,
because
yeah.
they got rid of Tyrod Taylor, and they're in need of a quarterback
That's
now
right.
as well. So
that would be it. Oh, and that.
But one way or not, I mean,
someone's going to be there.
Whether the Giants, I mean, regardless, I think whether the Giants do take a quarterback, whether the Bills trade up, I think we're going to get one of the top 3 guys either way, whether it's Darnold, whether it's Rosen, or whether it's Mayfield. One way or not, I'm going to be very ecstatic if we draft one of those 3 guys. Those 3 guys bring a lot to the table. I'm really excited to see what they have to offer for the next 5-10 years. It's going to be fantastic. I'm absolutely excited to see how this trade really pays off tomorrow night.
Yeah. Yeah, well, we every team, every fan base will be watching their team's choice in anticipation. But you guys being in that number 3 spot definitely got the spotlight on there to see what you guys do with a very rich quarterback draft coming tomorrow. So anyway, well, thanks for calling in, man. I will definitely be watching, if not live, at least watching your reaction after the fact and see how this all goes tomorrow. But it's going to be everyone tune into my live stream tomorrow night for the draft. I'm going to be live streaming probably from Buffalo Wild Wings or something like that. You are going to see my reaction to the Jets number 3 pick. It's going to be a wild one. Well, look forward to tomorrow, baby. Go Jets. All right, man. Thanks for the call. Appreciate it. We'll talk to you later. All right. Of course, you guys are going to be watching my reaction, so, but you can watch his for the number 3 draft pick on Gangrene David, and then come back to my channel and watch the rest of it with me. All right, I'll let you do that. That'll work. Hey, I gotta get a buddy over here. Big fan over at CenturyLink Field. We've done some collabs before, and he's got his own YouTube channel finally going. A rare night that he's available to call in. So let's, without further ado, bring my buddy Sam Dog onto the line. Sam Dog, man, haven't heard from you in a while.
Hey, what's up? I was just trying to text Gangrene David, about merging our 2 calls in earlier, man.
Oh, we could have done that. But hey, it's actually easier this way. Otherwise, sometimes it's kind of like phone chaos. So, it's all right, man. We got our time together here. I thought usually you're bowling on these Wednesday nights. What's up?
My league ended last week, but I just want to come in talking about, for the draft coming up tomorrow, man. I mean, I'm going to be watching it at home this year, though, and I'll be going live on my channel because I figured out how to finally get that live thing to work, because I'm still trying to work out the text of YouTube, because, got my man Norb, schooling me to the YouTube game,
Yep. I've been trying to help you navigate through the waters from best I know. Not that I'm some expert. I'm just, trying to do the best I can. But hey, it's cool that you've been posting up stuff, and it's gonna be fun especially when we start getting the games going again. It can't start soon enough.
Yeah.
But hey, let's talk about that pick. Let's talk about number 18.
Well, my thoughts of this is this. Pete and John, we have a history of doing this, and we did it last year, which is why I don't think I'll be showing up to the draft party, because I think we're going to trade down again.
Yeah, I agree.
I think we're going to trade down again to get more draft picks.
Yeah.
But, then again, Pete and John, they work in that mysterious way, But, hey, real fans tough out rebuilding, retooling, regardless. We're still here for life, I mean, we toughed out worse than this. I mean, obviously 1992, and then, of course, after the whole Holmgren Ruskell thing in 2008 and 2009, we toughed out worse than that. I mean, if whatever happens, we real fans, we tough it out, just got to tough it out regardless of what happens in the season,
Hey,
but it's still going to be fun regardless. Come back to the link, go to the games, pump the boys up, and do the usual.
Let me ask you something. If we did pick in 18, what would you like to see the Seahawks do? Who would you want to see them pick?
Well, one of the mock drafts said Mike McGlinchey from Notre Dame, one of the offensive linemen. But then again, another guy at Daffodil Bowl told me about going after hopefully, we can land him maybe Joshua Jackson from Iowa. I forgot where it was. Joshua Jackson. Was it Iowa or it wasn't Iowa. It was one of those schools. Was it one of the Mississippi ones? I forgot what school. Was it Iowa State? I don't know.
Joshua Jackson, cornerback.
Yeah. Cornerback.
Iowa. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
I had a feeling it was that one.
Well, I mean, we definitely.
But man.
Yeah, it's tough to know, man. Like I said, I'd hate to be GM. I'd be too much stress to try to figure this thing out. But we have cornerback needs, we got edge rusher needs, we've got lineman needs, wide receiver. It's just good that we have a kicker. I'm happy about that.
Seabass,
man, it's gonna be fun. When you think about it, it's perfect. Seahawks, Seabass. It's like the chant was meant. It's a chant match made in heaven. So it's gonna be perfect to have him in there. It was meant to be, even though he's 40 years old and climbing.
Yeah, but the question is this: Can he still can he still kick them dingers? Can he still kick them long ones? You know, I mean, hopefully it's better than that sorry excuse of Blair Walsh last year, than that experience with a freaking fail and all that.
Yeah.
But, man, and next week, man, a lot of crazy things going on. You know, I'm getting ready to go to Las Vegas with my boy Adam next week. Gonna probably be try to get some YouTube material of some of the crazy stuff I'll be doing. Cause not only am I doing football, I'm doing basically life, you know?
Yeah.
Sometimes like you do, like when you're playing in the band, you know? So,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
you know, when Hawkfest comes on May 19th, we're gonna have to to collab for a video. Unfortunately, I'll be missing the Seattle Miss game because I also planned a bonfire that night with a bunch of my friends, you know?
You're just too busy, man.
Tequila, I know, but YouTube, it's tough. I don't know how you do it often, you know what I mean? I know you're on every Wednesday and all too, but it's tough to keep up, especially when, you know, having the everyday job and, you know, not having a whole lot of stuff to talk about, especially if any activity goes on in free agency, you know? I mean, but you're the best. Everyone knows you're the best at it, though, too. But also, I want to also give a shout-out to another dude that I'm trying to collaborate with down in Orange County, California. He's a Charger fan from California. He goes by the name of the TD Diaries. Have you heard of him? His name is Derek Huerta with his girlfriend Tanya.
I don't think I've seen his stuff. I'll have to look that up. TD Diaries, huh?
Yeah, he's an interesting dude. We've been talking a bit on his YouTube channel about possibly later on doing a collaboration to talk some football.
Yeah, since the Chargers are coming up this way this season. Yeah, that's one of the rare teams that doesn't come to CenturyLink all that often. So it'll be a rare game seeing the Chargers coming up this way. But yeah, it'd be kind of fun to hear from some of these fans we don't normally have rivalries with. So yeah.
Yeah, and then also, you know, it's cool, you know, I mean, just that one time when we were, you know, celebrating Mama Sue's life down in my hometown of Puyallup, when I got you linked with the Rams fan I know, Joe Ramirez, right? And maybe we should try to also get linked with division rivals too. You know, that's also pretty cool. To get linked with divisional rival fans too. I know. I mean,
especially right now with the Rams and the 49ers kind of on the rise. You know, the fandom has been recharged, re-energized, and I think there's a lot of trash talking to be had from their side of the camp. So, I think there'll be plenty of fans coming out of the woodwork who wouldn't mind maybe doing a collab or two. So. Yeah, let's see how that goes. But hey, man, it's good you're finally available. We haven't been able to. Bowling has kept us apart, so here we are. It's pretty awesome. So,
but hey, I gotta keep on that grind. You know, bowling's one of the best sports I'm good at. So I just gotta keep on grinding at that. And then, you know, YouTube is tough, you know, but I'll try to get videos on when I can. But I still appreciate the support that I've been getting a bit right now. Though even Pete Carroll's Gum subscribed to me.
Yeah.
I need Philadelphia to subscribe to me.
Well, yeah, you know, she's a busy gal too, with raising a daughter and everything like that. But you know, she'll come around. So, yeah, just keep doing what you're doing, man. It's you know, YouTube is a weekly grind. You know, it is tough to keep up though.
I'll go live for the first 10 picks of the draft, maybe. And I'll go live just in case if we're going to make that first round pick, or if we trade down, just to tell people, you know, I mean, just to say, hey, I was that I called the part about us trading down, maybe, you know. But I mean, like I said, it's tough, you know. But fellow real 12s, real Seahawks fans that toughed out the tough years before that, tough it out, you know, because it's worth it in the end too. I mean, we waited 38 years to get that Super Bowl. Yep. I mean, I'm 26 years old, though, but then again, there's the older crowd.
Yeah,
but
like me.
It is what it is.
Yep.
Yes, exactly.
Yep. No, it's true. That's the thing is players come and go, coaches come and go, but the fans, the dyed in the wool fans, we are there all the way, thick and thin, you know, through the good times and bad. So we will be. By the way,
did you ever watch my video? Did you ever watch my video with me and my dad talk about our greatest Seahawk moments that time from Suncadia?
I saw some of it. I didn't get to watch the whole thing, but I watched a little bit of it. That's cool though. You got your dad on there talking.
Yeah,
I gotta do more of that too. Yeah, your dad's pretty cool. I gotta get more of my dad talking too. People are fans of the dads, you know. So
you need to get your dad to meet my dad sometime.
I know. I think this year we're gonna make that thing happen. We'll make that happen this year. Yeah. So.
Yes.
All right, man. I'm gonna try to get a few more calls before I gotta wrap this up. But it's good to hear from you.
That's good, because I got some tacos to eat. Well, nachos in my case, because I put taco meats on the chips. So I got some tacos to eat. I mean, I'm obviously keeping up on going to the gym and all losing weight. So I'll be hitting the gym Friday before the start of the later rounds. But get to your next callers. And remember, if you ain't with it, you ain't infamous. Thank you. Go Hawks. NorbCam. Subscribe to him and keep supporting.
All right, thanks. That's Sam Dog. Check out his channel on YouTube. And yeah, it's good to hear from you. All right, I've only got, my time flies when we do this thing, but I'm going to try to get a few quick ones here. We're going to make this fast. Let's go to, in order here, let's go to DJ from Cali. What's up, man? How's it going?
What's up, man?
What's up? Talk to me about the draft tomorrow.
I want to trade back so bad because it seems like if we're going to take a wide receiver or a running back or any position like that, you've got to trade back.
Yeah. Yep. So your hope. Yeah, exactly.
It's like Denzel Ward or maybe Denzel Ward, the corner from Ohio State, or Saquon Barkley falls.
No, Barkley's going to be gone, but yeah,
that won't happen. But
yeah,
the realm of possibility of like some special player, like if that falls back, take him. But if you want to take a wide receiver and you don't trade back, I mean, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Because, I mean, the wide receiver class is so deep this year.
Yep. Hey, I'm sorry, man. You sound like you're talking through a paper, like a toilet paper roll. It's hard to hear you, so I'm going to have to put you on hold here. I got to go to some other calls. I apologize, man. But I was having a hard time hearing you. But let me keep this rolling. I'm going to go to another call from the California side of things. This is Rohan. What's going on down there, man?
Hey.
What's happening? Draft day tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm way too happy right now. School's only 2 hours tomorrow. Reuben Foster is innocent. And yeah, draft day's tomorrow, and I'm making my official season prediction video tomorrow.
Oh, you're going to do your season prediction video. Okay, so I assume you're not going to unveil your prediction at this moment then.
No, obviously I'm not too happy about how our first month is. Games at Minnesota and LA Chargers in the first 4 weeks. But after that, it gets a tad bit easier.
Well, tell me, what do you think? What's the move in the first round?
Get an edge rusher, either that or another linebacker. Because I ain't too big of a fan of our third linebacker. I like Reuben Foster. I like that guy from Seattle. What's his name? Malcolm Smith. Yeah, but the last guy, Eli Harold, I don't like too much. Let alone that you guys wouldn't like him. He injured Russell Wilson before.
Yeah, that was when he tackled him in our second game of the season. He's when he dragged him, got his knee all bent out of shape, right? Yeah, I remember that play.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, that's going to be interesting. So,
what's the story with the Seahawks keep drafting down? Because I know last year the little draft down move allowed us to take Reuben Foster before the Saints got a chance.
Yep. Well, they'll probably do the same thing again this year. It just seems to be their move. They're not real, I don't know, they've made their hay in later rounds of the draft. Really, they haven't done that well when it comes to picking in the top rounds, whether that just be by chance or what. But definitely last year didn't work out at all. So this year, given that we're lacking so many picks in those early rounds, second and third, got nothing there. So to try to get some more there is going to be, I wish we had 4, but we got none. So yeah, that's why the more likely chance we're going to probably try to get a few more picks to try to put all our eggs in one basket in the first round. So we'll see.
So are you thinking edge rusher, that guy from San Antonio, what's his name, Davenport? Since I'm pretty sure that Chubb guy isn't going to be around.
Chubb's going to be gone. Probably going to be picked up by Cleveland in their second choice, I would imagine. But yeah, maybe Davenport's there. He would make a lot of sense if we're picking.
Speaking of draft picks, the only home loss I'm currently planning on putting on my prediction video is, believe it or not, our home game against the Giants. Because I'm banking on them, because that prediction is me banking on the fact that they get Saquon Barkley with, number 2 overall pick.
Okay. And that's why you're counting that as your only home loss for the 49ers.
Yeah, so far. Obviously, I haven't thought too much about the rest of the games, like LA or Detroit or.
Nah,
Well,
you're
I would
drinking
say
that
Seattle,
Kool-Aid
but,
hardcore.
Yeah, we'll see.
All right, well, I'll be interested to see what this one only loss at home. You're drinking it hardcore Kool-Aid, so I admire your your gutsiness there. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Chris Oswald would probably agree with you there. But,
I need to get some whatever that sound is he makes.
Is that what you're talking about? Yeah, Niners!
Yeah. Niners fans to Niners fans. I like it.
Yeah, he's going to be making some more appearances down the line this season. That's for sure. That's for dang sure. Yeah. All right, man, I'm going to keep the calls rolling, but I appreciate your feedback. We'll talk to you next week after the draft.
Yep.
All right.
Sure. Are you gonna be doing a live reaction to it or something?
I will. I'll be live streaming during the draft from the Seahawks draft party. So, yes, okay. I will be. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a fun one.
Sure.
All right. Take it easy. Talk next time.
Okay.
All right.
Sure.
Later.
Go Niners.
Boo. All right. Let's go to the 360. The name I don't know here, do I? Who's this? Where are you calling from?
Calling from Bremerton. My name is PJ.
PJ from Bremerton. Have you called before?
No, it's my first time, man.
All right. Well, welcome to the show, man. I assume you're a Seahawks fan, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, big day tomorrow. What's your thoughts?
Actually, I called in because my curiosity is, at least, what position do you think we need? I know there's a ton of dope players and everything, but I want to know what, on your opinion, what positions we need.
Well, the practical side that follows all the analytical, here's what we need to get, feels like we should get an edge rusher, that we need a pass rusher. But the impulsive, not logical side would love to see us get a receiver. That's kind of my feeling there. I know we need defensive ends, line, pass rush. I know we need a cornerback, but I would love to see a receiver. It's such a position you rarely see the Seahawks draft high in, and so that's kind of my thought. I think pass rush most likely, but I would be kind of tickled to see them go for something like a receiver. Just be so unexpected, you know what I mean? What about you?
I agree. Actually, I want a defensive end just because we lost Michael Bennett. The whole thing about Cliff Averill.
Yep.
Also, I would like to get another cornerback for more depth, and then a receiver, and then an O-line. That's my opinion. I'm not really educated with the players that are coming out of the draft, but that's the positions I think we're lacking. And you got to trust in Coach and John Schneider, man. Those are the dudes, man.
Let me ask you something. Yeah, no, I agree. In the end, those guys have so much access to data, research, and information about all these players we can only dream about, and I don't even watch that much college football, so I don't know who half these guys are. I just kind of read the same stuff everybody else reads. But what do you think about the Earl Thomas situation? Do you think he'll be with us? Do you wish he'll be with us? Yeah.
I think we should keep him. It doesn't make sense to trade him. I think without him, that's our center fielder. That's like the most important position as far as in the deep. Because no one threw far on us unless Earl was gone. And when Earl's in, it defends the whole deep passes. So it's kind of stupid if we do get rid of Earl Thomas. That guy's a beast. He got at least 4 years, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. Again, the instinct side of me that wants the player to stick around, wants him to stay. And then I think about the Richard Sherman situation, the Cam Chancellor current contract/injury situation.
Richard Sherman's a dick. Excuse my language, but...
Well, technically, Richards is the same as Dick, so you're not actually being, condescending there. You actually...
No, for real, though, in my opinion, of all teams, I don't know, man, that's just that's a... Yeah, I don't want to cuss on YouTube, but that's just a bunch of, going towards, your best friend, and you guys are just not best friends. You just picked the enemy side, like the Crips and Bloods or something. You know what I'm saying?
No, I agree. It feels like there's a little bit of a spite, getting revenge on your ex sort of thing. But you got to admit, Seattle did let him go. So it wasn't like he demanded to be released, because I'm playing devil's advocate here on everything. But it's going to be, it's easy to rationalize, but the day we have to actually watch them play and see Sherman lined up defending one of our receivers, trying to make tackles on our running backs, that's going to be hard to watch in those colors. Right now, it's just terminology. When you actually see it on the field, it's going to be a little weird, to be honest with you. It's going to be odd. It's like seeing your girlfriend.
That whole Richard Sherman thing, that's just...
It's like watching your ex-girlfriend with another guy, it's just like, oh.
Seriously, dude.
This is wrong.
That's like... It is, man. I mean, I totally understand that, like, money and maybe there's something happened in the locker room, but, we gotta... Feels like he's just stuck in his ways, you know what I mean? So, I don't know.
Well, we'll see. He's definitely motivated to get back on the field, because the more he can get on the field and play, the more money he'll make. If not, he only makes a little bit. So it's a pretty 49er-friendly contract in the scope of things. It makes sense for them to give him a shot. So Richard's all motivated.
You got to keep in mind, too, he has the Kobe Bryant injury, and I'm a Laker fan as well, and when Kobe had his Achilles messed up, he's not the same. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. I don't want to be like one of that person, like, I hope he messes up because Achilles not, but I just really think I don't know, it's not going to be the same shirt, in my opinion. That's just my opinion.
No, I'll say it. I hope he messes up. I hope he doesn't succeed, because if he's succeeding, that means he's doing bad things against our team. And nothing personal, but it's simply, once you're no longer a Seahawk, you're no longer one of my guys, and I'm going to have to root against you, unless you're going to help us out in some other way, like your win against the Rams takes them down and allows us to win the NFC West, and I'll be all in, like, go Richard, go Niners, whatever. But until, as long as they're the enemy and they're nothing but another team in the way of us getting to our goals, sorry, man, you're in the wrong color. So, that's kind of how it is.
Especially a rival team.
Yep.
Yeah, especially a rival team. When Marshawn left to the Raiders, I was cool with that, But
yeah,
I'm glad he didn't go to a rival team. So
yeah, exactly. Yep. We'll see. It'll be interesting to see how that plays out with Sherman, if he can actually get back on the field and get back to form. But
I think we're going to trade down. We're going to trade down.
I think so. Sure. Yeah, I agree. I'd be surprised that they'd go in it, just with so many loss of picks we've had this year. They got to get more talent. There's a lot of talent to be had in this draft that you don't need to go all in the first round to do it. They can get some good players in the second and third and the fourth. That's generally where they have their success, So
we're getting Shaq, most definitely.
A Shaquem Griffin?
Yeah, we're getting Shaquem. Yeah, I think so.
I'd love to see that happen. I
would love to see that happen too,
it would
man.
Be such
two brothers.
The story is, how do you not drool over the thought of how cool that would be, and just the feel-good, inspirational media side. They'll probably talk it to death every time they cover the Seahawks about the Griffin brothers, but I think it's awesome. It's a cool story, and it's a good feel-good story to rally around, and inspiration for kids and all that stuff. But he's a damn good player. He's fast, defensive player of the year. It's just, he's a good player. It's not a charity position. He's a good player.
The locker room.
Yeah.
Especially the locker room. I think when having him, brothers, and then having that vibe, having brothers there, it's going to be even, I don't know, that's like a winning culture right there.
It'd be the new LOB, the Legion of Brothers. That would be pretty awesome.
Exactly.
Man.
That's why I was watching this one thing. The LOB actually was the whole team. They made Legion of Boom the whole team instead of just being the secondary.
Yeah.
That's why they all throw up the L. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's what's dope about the Seahawks. It's the straight up LOB, all of them.
Well, if they hopefully we could establish the new identity. Since we're losing most of our original members of that, to have it as another, the new era of the LOB. Be cool if they can have some guys who can pick up the torch and run it that way. But I could love to see Earl Thomas carrying it along and bringing the young guys with him. So Earl Thomas with the two Griffin brothers back there. Ooh, I like the sound of that.
That one cat from the Rams, he picked up from the Rams as a free agent. Oh man, I think that can be if I love Bam Bam, that's my favorite player. If Bam Bam doesn't come back, I think that's a very good replacement. Other than McDonald,
Or
I think,
you mean
I forgot
McDougal?
his name.
McDougal, you mean?
Oh, McDougal, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the cat from the Rams, though. That guy, I was watching clips on him the other day. I was like, man, that guy's a beast, too. So hopefully, he ain't no Bam Bam, but, that's another good replacement. So
Yeah.
you should look him up on YouTube. I was looking up the other day. I forgot his name.
What
though.
position?
But
Is he also strong safety?
strong safety, yeah.
Oh.
We picked him up as a free agent like not that long ago, and I was really curious about this cat. I was like, this guy's legit, like for real.
Yeah, I'll have
He
to
used to
check
be
that
like
out.
he used to be like an usher. I don't know, in St. Louis, and all of a sudden he became a football player in St. Louis, and then he got obviously moved to the LA. But it's a cool story. You look it up, man.
I'll look it up. All right. Well, thanks, man. Appreciate your call. Check back in after the draft. We'll talk more about what the Seahawks moves were over the weekend and see what our new team is going to sort of look like with all these new faces in the draft. So thanks for calling. I appreciate it, man. Good stuff.
Yep. Go Hawks.
All right. Go Hawks. All right. I'm sorry, guys. I hate to do this. I got time for one more. And I'm going to go to the 701. Who is this and where are you calling from?
Look it up.
Hello?
Yeah, hello. You're on. Who's this?
This is Alex from North Dakota.
Alex from North Dakota. What's up, man?
You remember us, right?
Yeah, I remember a North Dakota call. It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while. Got the winter finally over.
Yep. Yeah, it felt like a particularly long one this year, but I'm sure especially so in your side of things. But yeah, what's your thoughts on the Hawks? You are the Hawks fan, right?
Of course.
Okay. All right. What's your thoughts on what they're going to do tomorrow at 18 in the first round? Are we trading out, or are we going to pick somebody?
I think we're going to pick somebody. Not sure who, but that Barkley guy looks pretty good. But I'm pretty sure he's going to go soon.
Oh yeah, he'll be gone. He'll be well gone before we get to that point. But I think there could be other quarterbacks in there. There'll be definitely some pass rushers in there. Some linemen, D-line, cornerbacks, definitely around for the taking. It's just the question is, do they go all in first round or try to, get a few extra picks?
I believe no matter who we get, our coaching staff really does. They do a really good job on coaching them.
Well, that's the interesting thing here is that we got a whole new coaching staff. We got a new offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, line coaches. I mean, I can't even say I trusted our coaches to get it done because we don't even know who these guys are yet. The only one we got the same is, we got Pete Carroll, and we got the return of the linebacker coach who's now the defensive coordinator, Ken Norton Jr. But really, there's so much about this team in 2018 that is new. With all new coordinators and all that, we're going to have new schemes, new playbooks. It's probably not going to be radically different, but we're going to see some wrinkles that we haven't seen in the last few years, and I'm excited about that. It's that I guess that optimistic that change is going to lead to something better than you haven't seen before. I mean, you're always hoping it's a change for the better. It can always be a change for the worse, but you're hoping it's going to be a change for the better. But there's that, but you've got your core guys. At least the few core guys you still have, like the Russell Wilsons and Bobby Wagners and Doug Baldwins and, some of these other guys who've been around, and they're not so big name guys like the Justin Britz and things like that. But, we got some guys who've been kind of stable now for a while, and they're anchoring parts of the team. And we're going to rely on those guys to get things done.
It definitely hurt to lose all those guys. Like Jimmy Grant went to the Packers, and I have a lot of friends that are Packers fans, and they give me crap at my job, and I have a lot of friends that are 49ers fans, and so yeah.
Yeah, well, this is definitely the year that the 49ers fans and the Rams fans come out of hiding and start talking trash. The Rams they did win the division last year, so they deserved that, but they're one and done in the playoffs. So but now they're stacked about as loaded as any team in the NFL right now. So they got pressure, high expectations on what they're going to do this year. But the 49ers, they got some pressure now because fans are feeling like they got the quarterback they've been missing for the last few years now, and think that they've already earned a couple of Lombardi trophies in their cabinet, even though they haven't even started the season yet. So You know, I like the fact that Seattle's not kind of taking a back seat. We're no longer the guys with the targets on their back. They're not the, expected to go out there and be the team that has to, perform up to expectation. We can kind of be the underdog, and I think we fit that position better. So, yeah, no, I'm excited. I do hope we get some. I know it can't be any worse than our first pick last year, so we can only do better than that with our first pick, I hope, anyway. And it'll be interesting to see if it's offensive player, defense. It's gonna be fun.
Yep, I'm just glad we're getting closer to football.
Yeah, we got a few months to go yet, but we're inching closer. So, yeah. All right. Well,
definitely.
We'll see what happens. Well, thanks again for the call. Appreciate it, man.
Renzo wanted to say hi to you, but he had to go to bed already for school tomorrow. So.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You guys are Central Time or East Time? You're Central Time, right? Yeah, Central Time. Okay. All right. Well, tell Lorenzo I said hi.
All right. Sounds good.
Okay. All right. Thanks. Good to talk to you, man.
All right. Have a good night.
All right. You too.
Go Hawks.
Go Hawks. All right, guys. I apologize to Anthony, D, Jacob, and Nicholas. I couldn't get to you guys tonight. Let's try to get it next week. After the draft, I'll do the post-draft Ask Norb session. We'll talk about all about the new players that they got and what we all think of them, and see what we think of this 2018 roster. All right, well, that's it for me. We'll talk next time. I appreciate you guys calling in. For you guys who were active on the text, I see David in Atlanta was not calling, but he was in there typing in amongst other people. RO, Jason Wright, Lil Torquey Pistons, Ralph Carlo 117, and Anthony D. Sorry, man. I appreciate it, though, that you were a part of the discussion. And, tomorrow, tune in to my live stream. I will be going live at around 4:30 before the draft. I say sometime before the draft kicks in. 4 o'clock, 4:30 Pacific Standard Time. And, I'll be broadcasting live from Earl's over in Bellevue, and we'll see how this draft plays out. All right, thanks, guys. And please, if you haven't already, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you'll be notified anytime a video pops up. I do got some more coming, and we'll talk again soon. All right, take it easy. Go Hawks.